All right, guys, what's up? It's Eric Black here, and we are at Summer NAMM 2016 right here in Nashville, Tennessee. As you can see behind me, there's a lot going on here. So many exhibitors, so many things to see. We are going to have to rush to get all of this goodness in, and we will. We'll get it done. It'll happen. So what I want you to do is I want you to come, enjoy the ride with us, and hang out. What's going on, guys? It's Eric Black here at NAMM 2016. It is the Summer NAMM, by the way. We're hanging out here at the Hammond booth, and it is, it's real nice. It's real nice. I like it a lot. It's good. Yeah, it's real nice. Jim is here, and he's going to be doing some talking to us about what's going on with Hammond, what's new, what's amazing, what he likes, all that good stuff. Maybe even tickle some keys. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Jim, take it away, buddy.
All right, thank you. I'm Jim Alfredson. I'm with Hammond USA. We're here with the brand new Hammond XK5. This is a brand new instrument. What's new? Let's see. Pretty much everything. They've totally redesigned the engine behind this, so it's kind of a combination of modeling and sampling technologies in here. Brand new keying system. That's a proprietary keying system underneath the keys to give you that vintage B3 feel that nothing else has. Essentially, you can sit down, if you're familiar with a Hammond organ, you can sit down and play this thing, and it will feel like you're sitting down at the 1960s Hammond B3. It's really amazing.
Wow.
So, all new digital Leslie, all new key click simulation, all new, like, everything. It's just redesigned from the ground up.
So this one, compared to maybe some of the other ones, what's the biggest differences?
The biggest difference is the engine and the contact system. This one is also doesn't have like the extra voices that the SK series has, because this is focused on the organ player, you know, not the multi-tool type of issue.
Gotcha.
So this is organ. So it's got 4 sets of drawbars like a real B3, or a vintage B3, I should say. They get mad at me when I say real B3. But we all know what I mean.
That's right.
4 sets of drawbars like a vintage B3. It's got the reverse presets, and you can set these up to control external sources if you want. It's got extensive Midi capabilities. You can actually take some of these drawbars, if you're not using them to create sounds with, you can take them and use them as Midi continuous controllers for your external laptop rig or your sound modules or whatever you want to do, which is pretty slick. Yeah, it's incredible.
Now I'm going to be honest, it's been a minute since I've looked at an organ.
Yeah.
And this is blowing my mind right now.
I know.
There's a lot of stuff here that I'm just like, how is this even possible? But
well, the amazing thing is it's set up like a vintage B3. So anyone that's familiar with a vintage B3 like myself, that's what I grew up on playing. I can sit down at this and I can start playing it immediately, and I know where I am.
So basically, the organist that's in my church right now, she's like 900 years old. Oh, sorry, 850. She's got a birthday coming up, but so she could sit down to this and just kind of everything would kind of fall into place.
Yeah, she'd know. If she's familiar with Hammond, she would.
Sure.
She'd be right at home.
That's awesome. I dig it. Man.
So let me show you like the multi-contact system. You know, in the digital world, I think the hardest thing to recreate, and it's something that synth companies have been trying to do, and digital piano companies, is to recreate the imperfections in the real world. As we all know, the real world is anything but perfect.
Right.
The Hammond B3 was no exception. It was amazing technology for the time when it was developed in the 30s, but its idiosyncrasies have become the things that people look for when they play it. It's like the. Do
you think that's weird that we're now trying to get the mistakes back? I mean, that's the uniqueness of it, though.
Exactly.
That's how that works.
That's why the Hammond organ became the instrument that it is in rock and jazz and blues and gospel, is because of that, its character, and the character comes from the imperfections, right?
Sure, yep.
So that's what we're trying to do with this thing, is recreate those imperfections. So for instance, the keying system gives you this kind of slop to the playing where, because of the contact system, it doesn't necessarily trigger every single drawbar every single time you play a key. If you're playing super fast, you might not necessarily trigger the top ones, for instance. If you're doing like rhythmic things, like You know, stuff like that. You're not going to get every single key is not going to trigger the same every single time.
I'm just going to break my hands right now.
Right. So again, when as a guy that grew up on the vintage organs, like when I sit down and play this, I'm like, oh, that feels right. That feels what I'm expecting. And nothing else really does that except for the new B3. But the new B3 is $25,000.
Oh, is that all?
That's all.
Okay, can we just wrap that up, and I'll just take 2 of those today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is like a quarter of the price, well, a little bit more, but for the full system. But you can get just the top keyboard, the XK5, and add that to your rig. You can then get the lower manual later, get the pedals later. You can kind of build it in a modular fashion if you want.
Now, as far as like artists playing this, you're an artist yourself. Now, this organs don't generally go on tour. They're more like hang out, or is that something different now?
Well, that's the thing. I toured for 5 years extensively all across North America and Europe, and especially in Europe, it was really hard to come by a good Hammond organ. Mm-hmm. They're very rare over there, and even here, I mean, they stopped production on the B3 in 1975.
It's a couple years ago.
Yeah, so it's been 40 years since they made a new one. And so you never know what you're going to get on the road. So sometimes I would show up to a festival gig and they'd have a B3 and I'd say, just put it away, I'll play my digital. Because I know what I'm getting with my digital every time. Yep. So the beautiful thing about this is, as an artist, if I have this with me, I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
You know, and you can use a Leslie if you want, a real Leslie. It's got a digital Leslie built in that sounds amazing, so you can just use that if you want. As a backline company, again, any Hammond organ player can sit down at this and just start playing it. They don't have to dig through the menu. They don't have to set it up. Right. It's just going to work. So as a backline company, you could have one of these in your backline, and you don't have to worry about maintenance. You don't have to worry about it going out of pitch if the lights come on the stage and the power dips. You don't have to worry about the tubes going out. You don't have to worry about the finicky Leslie connection. You know.
So basically, same quality that you're used to, same sound that you're used to with less maintenance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a warranty.
And a warranty. Oh, warranties are nice. Very nice. Very nice.
So I mean, I'm really looking forward to going on the road with this because I know every night I'm going to have the sound that I want. I don't have to worry about the venue. I don't have to worry about what they're providing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, here it is.
So it's basically it's a whole bunch of less stress because as an artist, you already have a ton of stress that you're having to deal with on a daily basis and gig basis, whatever you want to call it. So this just really helps taking away all that stress of your instrument. At least you can feel more confident, more comfortable with having this as your either your backup or your actual unit that you use all the time.
That's exactly right.
It's awesome, man. That's really cool. Man, Jim, we appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good luck with everything. Hopefully the tour goes well, and maybe you can find a couple more organs on the road.
I usually do. I go to every town and I just like.
Do you ever take one back with you? Have you ever done that? Yeah. So you got a house full of organs.
Of my wife, yes.
I dig it, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. I'm Eric Black.